Did you watch the Thunder Force movie on Netflix and catch those life lessons? Let's talk about them. Welcome to Lessons from Shows, and thanks for tuning in. On this channel, we take a deeper look into movies and TV shows to uncover the life lessons we can all use to improve our own lives. If you spend a lot of time watching movies and TV shows and love to reflect back on the lessons you can take away from them, then you're going to love this channel. So click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Toward the end of the video, I give the movie or TV show a rating based on the number of life lessons. But to make this fun, a movie or TV show can lose points if the characters fail to follow common sense wisdom or gain points for subjective reasons. On this episode, we are talking about the Thunder Force movie on Netflix, so let's jump right into the first lesson. Warning! There will be spoilers beyond this point, so if you plan on watching the movie, save this video in your watch later queue and come back to discuss. With that said, let's do this. The first lesson I took away was be mindful of the shoulds that play on repeat in your head. We see the protagonist Emily, who is played by Octavia Spencer, face this lesson throughout the movie. It all starts because of the death of her parents. Emily tells us that in March 1983, a massive pulse of cosmic rays struck Earth, and these rays triggered genetic mutation for those who had certain markers. So far, the mutation has only turned on for sociopaths, and they're called miscreants. One or a group of these miscreants killed Emily's parents, so now she makes it her life mission to develop a formula to avenge her parents and to give everybody superpowers.
It would have been cool if they could have turned regular people into superheroes. I mean, someone's got to fight against those miscreants. I'm gonna do that someday.
In this scene, Emily has established an amazing life purpose for herself, but that vision rules her life to the point that her work-life balance is off. For example, she doesn't like to have spontaneous fun because it will mess up the quote-unquote plan. She feels like she is not making her parents proud if she is doing anything other than working. She puts strain and pressure on her friendship, causing it to break. There's a small rift in the relationship she has with her daughter because she puts so much pressure on her to succeed.
Liddy, sometimes I don't know if I'm mad at you because you always go crazy, or if I'm really just mad at myself because I never do.
If Emily was mindful of how this pressure was impacting her life and the people around her, then she would have seen that the gifts she had in the present were truly important. Coming in number 2 is people don't need to be in every chapter of your life. In the last lesson, I said that Emily's focus on what she should be doing put negative pressure on her friendship, causing it to break. Emily's friend is Lydia, the deuteragonist, meaning secondary main character, played by Melissa McCarthy. And while I think Emily and Lydia could have remained friends after their big fight, it actually seemed like it was the right decision for Emily.
I can't do this anymore. I'm trying to do something with my life, Lydia. Hey, I'm sorry, I messed up. Sorry isn't good enough. I have important things to accomplish. I can't be stuck in this neighborhood my whole life. What's wrong with that? Nothing for you, but I can't let you drag me down. Drag you down? I'm always looking out for you. I'm the only reason you have any fun. You don't understand. I owe it to my parents to be something special.
Thank you, Jesse. Hey, Liddy. Good to see you.
Hi. Wow. Long time, huh?
Yeah, it sure has been.
Sometimes we need to figure ourselves out by letting go of the familiar. Emily felt like Lydia was always pressuring her to have fun, but in Emily's mind, that was irresponsible given the job that she felt like she had to do. She also subtly said that she didn't think spending time with Lydia was allowing her to unlock her potential, causing them to part ways. Cutting people off is tough to do, especially if they are family or a close friend. But if you know someone's presence in your life is not serving you, then graciously remove them from your life. And guess what? They just might come back into your life when you both have evolved. Common sense alert. All right, so there was a scene where Melissa McCarthy is, I think, like coming back from groceries or something, and then the miscreants are in a car chase with the police, and Melissa McCarthy is just standing there in the middle of this shootout, and superpowers going all over the place. Now, I think they were trying to show that she was standing up in the face of these bad people. But common sense thing to do would be to at least take cover. I mean, you could have stared this girl down, the main miscreant, from a distance or from behind something, taking cover, so you don't get injured. So that's a common sense alert right there. If you think these lessons are spot on or resonate in your life, then hit that like button. But if you have a different interpretation on the scenes I discussed so far, then please share your thoughts in the comments, because you never know if your thoughts just might help someone. So on the flip side of lesson number 2 is lesson number 3, and that's letting go of people who constantly make you feel bad about yourself. Lydia could have let go of Emily multiple times because she was making her feel bad about herself. For example, Emily subtly told Lydia she's not special, hence bringing her down.
You don't understand. I owe it to my parents to be something special.
And we all know I'm not special.
I didn't say that.
It's fine now. You didn't know how life was gonna go. I could be the president.
Emily didn't trust and believe in Lydia's ability to rise up once the whole powers thing happened. Emily was always annoyed by Lydia just being Lydia.
Of course you did. Because you don't think before you act. You always do the stupid thing.
Whatever you say, you're always right. You're the special one, not me. Right, Em?
Emily could have attempted to bring her friend up to her level by potentially educating her, but Emily didn't have time for that. So it was a smart move for Lydia to walk away from their friendship too. And when Lydia said, "I'm special too, I'll become president someday," I was hoping that when they fast forwarded to their lives that she really was president. I was rooting for her. Up next is being a true friend means being patient, vulnerable, and giving. So despite the immaturity of their relationship and constant bickering, these characters renewed their friendship by the end of the movie. I think Lydia was more of a friend to Emily than Emily was to Lydia, because Lydia protected Emily, looked out for her well-being. She encouraged, motivated Emily.
Way to go, Em. Way to go, Em.
Whenever she doubted herself. And Lydia was willing to be vulnerable with Emily. And I think that's a true mark of friendship, that you're willing to be vulnerable because you trust this person.
I just want to thank you for being my friend. I know people always wondered why we were friends, because we're nothing alike, but I always knew you were going to change the world.
Common sense alert. So there was this scene, it was supposed to be a funny scene, but it was about what was smelling bad, what seemed off. And Melissa McCarthy thinks, is it the cereal? Is it the milk? She drinks the milk. That's the common sense right there. Do not drink milk. If you sniff it and you already can tell it's off, don't drink it. Just don't do it. Before I give this movie a score based on life lessons and subtract out the common sense points, open up your browser or open up a new tab and type in lessonsfromshows.com. This is going to allow you to join the show buff squad. Again, that's lessonsfromshows.com. All right, so since this movie had 4 lessons at 15 points each, that's 60 points, but it lost 5 points for the police shootout and 5 points for drinking the milk. I think I'm going to give it 5 points for creativity because it did have a unique spin on the superhero storyline. So this movie's Lessons from Shows rating is 55. You get some wisdom. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with this rating. And my overall rating on the quality of the movie is it's not great, but it's watchable. If you think there are lessons I missed or you have a different interpretation of the scenes I mentioned, then drop your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a like so that more people get clued up on the lessons and shows.